We're here with Jungle Joe from the Bucks County Zoo, and we have baby Yuki with us, and it's their new tiger. You want to tell us a little bit about Yuki?
Sure. Yuki here is a white tiger, which is quite uncommon, especially in the wild. White tigers occur about once in every 10,000 births. They're also not very common in captivity, so we're very fortunate to have this beautiful animal. She's approximately 9 weeks old, and she just got her name this past week in a naming contest that we held here at the Bucks County Zoo.
Okay. And so what we're doing here is it's called Dirty Jobs Uniform Edition for Wearables. So we're here and we've met with some of the zookeepers, and now we're with Joe. And Joe, tell me a little bit about what you and what some of your zookeepers have to wear to stay protected from animals like these and to stay clean when you're dealing with some of the messier animals.
Well, we have a few different uniforms that we'll wear. Typically, this is my uniform, a safari type uniform that I wear, and my staff usually wear khaki pants with a green polo shirt with our logo on it. And for the real messy jobs, sometimes we'll put on scrubs when they get really messy. And with certain animals that we work with, just depending upon their behaviors and sometimes aggression, we'll utilize some different types of riot gear, police riot gear that I have for my police career, and that includes a riot shield, a riot helmet, and just basically riot gear padding, chest, shoulder pads, arm pads, gloves, and things like that. And that's kind of extreme when you utilize the riot gear for the lemurs, which the male can be very possessive of the female. They're very territorial, and in the past he has actually gone after me. So once that happened, we instituted a policy that we just wear full body protection, and this way, if he does get aggressive and try to come after someone, they're completely protected. But since that incident, he's pretty much trained. He does very well. He goes into a carrier with some food, and they just shut the door, and we can go inside the cage, do what needs to be done, get everything cleaned. The female's fine. You can pet her. She's just very easygoing, but just the guy.
Okay, and so I noticed that you have the Bucks County Zoo embroidery on that. Do the polos have that as well? Everybody is kind of in uniform?
Yes. This is our new logo for the Bucks County Zoo and Conservation Society, so we'll utilize that on pretty much all of our uniforms. The only thing we don't put on are the scrubs, and that's because usually if we're working in that type of uniform, making that kind of a mess, or dealing with that kind of a mess, I should say, that we'll be closed. The public won't have access during that time period. Anytime we go in and out of the closures, there's no public in the building. All of our cages enclosures are kept locked, again, except when we're closed to the public, and that's pretty much when all the cleaning and feeding and everything goes on.
Okay. And so what are some of the types of things that you get into, like what are some of the messiest?
The messiest? Oh boy, it really. Let's see. The aardvark can be really messy. He's fed a gruel and a mixture of different types of commercial foods, and we put, of course, supplements, vitamins, and minerals, and things like that. And so he can have really messy stool when you feed a gruel or something like that. Some of the other animals is the tortoises ate lots of hay and lots of grass, so that can be really messy. Especially during the winter months, we're indoors. So when we're outside, in the summertime we can move them outside. It's not so bad, but in the winter months things can be a little bit messier. Let's see what else. Sometimes the birds can be a little bit messy. So even doing programs at times, the animals will defecate or urinate on us, and the audience gets a kick out of that. It's the kids every event that we do. We have a giant marine toad that pees in our hand, and the kids just go nuts. So we make sure we take that toad to every show. It's just purely entertaining, And, oh, look, he got peed on.
And we explain, sure thing that he's going to do that.
It is, absolutely. And it's great because it is a sure thing, and the kids really get a kick out of it. And we explain to them it's basically a means of defense for the animal. Right. He's nervous, he's scared, and he'll puff himself up to intimidate them, and then he has a poison that he can excrete through the gland, and if we continue to hold him, he gets really mad. That's when he pees on us, and that's just, boy, that's an icebreaker for the audience. Some of the bigger lizards, same thing. Sometimes if they feel a little nervous, or maybe if they've eaten recently, and we picked them up, and they just it's just a major blowout on stage.
Yeah.
And we had that happen one time in front of in an auditorium in front of a school, a class of I think it was like 300 kids in this school assembly that we did, and the monitor lizard just exploded, and the kids just went nuts. They were laughing. They were just wow, you know. Unfortunately, the zookeeper who was with me at the time forgot to bring a spare uniform. So fortunately, we were close by. It was a school only a few miles from here, so she was able to come back and get changed, and then come back and help me finish the show. But for every event that we do, we make sure we have spare uniforms. It can be a dirty job.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Joe. We really appreciate you being here.
You're welcome.